The 351 crore in cash haul, kilograms of gold. Reports say this is the largest cash haul in a single income tax department operation. The money linked to Congress Rajya Sabha MP Dheeraj Sahu and his pictures with Congress leader Rahul Gandhi. Now, together, does this put the opposition alliance on a sticky wicket on the issue of corruption? Joining me on India First is Shazia Ilmi, spokesperson for the BJP. Ravi Srivastava is a political analyst giving us the Congress perspective on the show. Dr. Vikram Singh is former Director General of the Uttar Pradesh Police, telling us how will this issue be dealt with legally by other agencies. Ravi Srivastava, is the opposition skating on thin ice on the issue of corruption when images of this 351 crore cash haul from a Congress MP from his premises, these images go viral, sir, and his pictures with Rahul Gandhi?
Gaurav, there is no doubt that this is a huge cash haul and the law enforcing agencies must do their work and book the culprit. If the cash is found to be illegitimate or unaccounted, then this man has to answer it and he should be definitely brought to book. But at the same time, I would like to tell you that there have been instances. It's not that it is not confined to only Congress. We had Puneet Jain 2 years before, December 27, 2021, caught with 247 crore worth of cash between Kannauj, Kanpur, Mumbai, Dubai, all places the money was circulating, and he was said to be close to the BJP. I don't know exactly whether he has any affiliation.
We had one to be close MLA versus a party MP
named Mr. Virupaksha.
Said to be close versus party MP. But since you've raised that issue of money being recovered from a certain individual, my only question is,
can you get the sound corrected?
Usne corruption kiya, to hum corruption karenge. Is that the Congress party's defense? But let me take this to Shazia Ilmi. Shazia Ilmi, Congress says the party has nothing to do with this money. It is for Dheeraj Sahu to explain this money with him. It is not the Congress party's money. Why is the Congress party being targeted for an individual's actions?
Well, Dheeraj Sahu is a Rajya Sabha MP from the Congress party and not the first time around. His own brother was the Congress candidate and a Lok Sabha MP from Ranchi twice over. And he has been in the party since 1977. So there is a very close connection there, him being from the Congress. So presuming the fact that he being from the Congress, the money trail goes all the way to the party. But he mentioned, our good friend here, Ravi Srivastava, mentioned the Kannauj and Kanpur factor. And do you know, Raviji, it'll be very embarrassing for you to realize that was done and that money, there were links with Akhilesh Yadav actually, who cried foul when that huge haul was done, seizing the ton of cash.
Akhilesh Yadav is not here to defend him. I'm sorry, that's why I'm not getting into any other case. India Today will not independently verify or vouch for either comments made either by Ravi Srivastava or by Shazia Ilmi on that Kannauj case. My request to our guests is to stay on the current case. The debate, the discussion today is on the current case.
Okay, corrected. Gaurav, let me say one more thing. I want to say one more thing. Can you please be quiet?
Both of you are diverting. The issue is, I am sorry, Ravi Srivastava, उन्होंने किया तो हम भी करेंगे, उसमें क्यों नहीं किया तो इसमें क्यों? I'm sorry. I'll ask Dr. Vikram Singh if that is the appropriate response. But let's stay on the current case, please.
Gaurav, 20 seconds. I just want to point out something to all of you. Do you know Jharkhand is the second poorest state in the country? 42% of people in Jharkhand live below the poverty line. We're talking about the multi-dimensional poverty index. 46%, in fact 48% of Jharkhand actually is malnourished. To have this vulgar display of wealth out there by this single Rajya Sabha MP from the Congress, when we're looking at 350 bags of cash, 3 banks, so many counting machines, some of them will stop working because the notes are so many. Almiras and gold
where is the illegality yet?
It is shocking.
Okay, where is the illegality yet? I'm coming to that point. But Dr. Vikram Singh, are we jumping the gun on the cash haul? Are we jumping the gun on the cash haul? There is no statement from the income tax department yet. There are those who say, how do you know this money is not illegal? And who are these people? Mithilesh Thakur, minister in Jharkhand, has said in Dheeraj Sahu's defense, let him explain the money. He's in liquor business, so a lot of cash transaction happens there.
Gauravji, I think we have discussed this ad nauseum, and there is a limit to the cash that a person can hold. By no stretch of imagination, 353 crores can be kept in a person's personal custody, and he has a lot of explaining to do. And absolutely, there is no justification. This largest haul in the country by the income tax department speaks for itself. Nobody on earth can plant this amount of money in anybody's place. And to come to the defense of the corrupt also speaks about the close connection between the powers that be and this member of parliament. Of course, nobody can condone corruption, but this is the most grotesque form of ugly corruption that the nation has seen in many, many decades. As also it happens in the tribal area, where a large segment of the population is at the BPL level, and this has been milked from them, those who do not have deep pockets. Under these circumstances, the IT, the CBI and the ED have a task at hand that where did this cash come from? And to say, let him explain, but there is presumptive evidence, recovery from the premises, unacceptable amounts, and then no valid explanation in the next 24 hours. And also the defense by somebody in power speaks volumes about the close connection between the powers that be and the accused.
Okay, Mr.
Therefore,
Srivastava,
I would say that there is a lot to it than what meets the eye. And I feel that he has a lot of explaining to do after this confiscation. It's not just the 353 crores that have been recovered, Gauravji, the kilos and kilos of gold jewelry and other immovable property that have been also identified. They are also proceeds of money laundering and crime.
That's a very serious point that you raised, Mr. Srivastava. The Home Minister asks, why is the TMC silent? Amit Shah asks, why is the RJD silent? Why is the JDU silent? This entire narrative that was being built that the Enforcement Directorate or the Income Tax Department are an extension of the BJP. The Home Minister says all of this was only to stop these agencies from working and stop them from exposing this cash haul, sir.
No agency should be stopped. At least I would like to tell the BJP spokesperson not to take a high moral ground who the president was caught taking the money on camera for a defense deal. No, anyway, let us come to the subject here. I would not be surprised if tomorrow this gentleman joins the BJP and the case money becomes legitimate. You must have seen today Chhagan Bhujbal's case, the Enforcement Directorate has submitted in the Bombay High Court that there was no complaint available in their record. Such is a washing machine that you just change the sides. You recall, Gaurav, very well, there was one Mr. Sukram. As a Congress leader, money was found in the mattress in his house. He was caught with that, and subsequently he joined the BJP. So this is how these people, those who say they are fighting with the corruption, what corruption you are fighting for last 10 years? This is what you have been fighting. You have been only protecting people. You tell me one instance where you have convicted any corrupt person in last 10 years.
You have no defense.
Tell me one person whom they have convicted in last 10 years.
Shazia, respond.
For corruption.
You're saying it's what about me, but the opposition very clearly says if you join the Bharatiya Janata Party or if your money goes through that washing machine of the BJP, so whether it's a Narda scam, Sarda scam or several other, you go through that washing machine and everything is clean.
Everything is not clean. Everything is
today the PM is alleging him for 70,000 crores.
Look at you.
And next
Look
day he
at you.
becomes the deputy
You
chief
know what
minister
you call
in
it?
Maharashtra.
Done? Are you done?
What corruption are you fighting with?
This is the same
You've
record.
made a point. Now let's get Shazia to respond.
And this is the point.
Go on,
every time stashes and stashes and piles and mountains of cash is found in West Bengal, in Orissa, in Jharkhand, this is one ghisa-pita, hackneyed speech they all give. The fact of the matter is corruption is corruption. Even if you join any party, the cases should not go slow and will not go slow. But that does not condone the fact that this is the biggest cash haul done by any agency in this country so far. This is the mother of all records when it comes to illegal stash of cash, and with coming from the distilleries.
Okay.
And that is
Dr. Vikram Singh.
and the fact of the matter is that this person is a Rajya Sabha MP of the Congress party.
So,
And there's no
Mr.
running away from it.
Mr. Srivastava, before I bring in Dr. Vikram Singh, the fact that he's a Rajya Sabha MP of the Congress party, the fact that Rahul Gandhi and those images of Rahul Gandhi either shaking hands with him or walking with him as part of Bharat Jodo Yatra, the fact that opposition leaders or India Alliance partners are all silent, does this clearly indicate that the opposition is on the back foot and skating on thin ice when it comes to the issue of corruption now?
Gaurav, it is not like that. The alliance has nothing to do with an individual particular MP's corruption. The Congress party is on their job. They have already issued a show cause notice or whatever action they want to take, because corruption should not be condoned. I fully agree with that, and the person has to pay a price for that. But here my issue is, what was Mr. Vijay Mallya, Mehul Chokshi and the others were doing? You allowed them to go through after paying some commission to the BJP? What? How many crores they have run away
What
with?
rubbish you
And
speak.
a person,
You speak
if
such
person
rubbish,
came to
you know.
Rajya Sabha
You have
with the
nothing
help
but
of the
rubbish to
BJP and JDS,
You know,
Vijay Mallya
just imagine,
was
just look
elected
at
to
you.
Rajya
Look
Sabha
at
with the
Chori
help
or
of
Sina Zori.
BJP and the
Ravi, you're
JDS.
stealing.
And now you
You're
are
stealing
giving
from the people. You're looting
sermons
the
to
people,
others.
and look at
that
you.
How
Look at
these
you,
people
screaming
came
away,
over there.
defending corruption.
You,
Look at
Mr.
you. Just
Vijay
look at
Mallya,
you.
before
What have you
leaving the
reduced yourself
country,
to?
met
What
Mr.
have you
Arun
reduced yourself
Jaitley in
to?
the parliament. And you
Why
allowed
did
him to
Vijay
run
Mallya
away
and Mehul
with
Chokshi
9,000
become who they
crore.
were?
You
That
allowed
was all in
Mr.
your
Mehul
regime.
Chokshi
Ravi
to go
Srivastava
away
ji,
with
you
some
speak for the corrupt.
13,000
It's
crores.
so obvious.
All those
It
are
is
run
so
away with the
obvious that you
money.
speak for the
And you
corrupt.
could
Okay,
not
so
You
neither
have
bring the
nothing
both
money
to
of you
say
have
on
back,
made
this
your point. I
matter.
nor
want
bring
Dr.
those
You have
Vikram
people
Singh to
back.
nothing
weigh
to
in on
say on
this.
this. Same speech.
Dr.
Every
Vikram Singh.
You
time
could not
somebody,
bring them.
same speech.
Only the
Same.
opposition MPs or opposition leaders or those linked to the opposition are being targeted. There are 2 points that were raised. One, what about Mehul Chokshi? What about Nirav Modi? What about Vijay Mallya? What about those who are alleged to have indulged in corruption and fled this country? No action against them.
Gauravji, they are India's most wanted, but they do not belong to the BJP. They are not enlisted members of the political party, and they are continue to be India's most wanted, and more concerted action needs to be taken. My second point is what Mr. Ravi Srivastava ji has mentioned, and I also am very concerned about that the very fact that if a person joins the ruling party, he's condoned and his sins are washed away, that is the cause of concern. And I wish the ruling party does take stock of the situation, that corruption is unacceptable and zero tolerance to corrupt practices. What we are seeing today in the present case, which you have taken up in your show, is nothing but a structured and calibrated form of an organized crime. And this needs to be not only nipped in the bud, but crushed in the bud. But I would say the same for the Narda scam and all those ex-corrupt people who have now joined the ruling party. But yes, there should be justice for them and immediate justice without delay, so that justice must not only be done, but must seem to be done also, Gauravji. That is what equality before law is.
Oh, absolutely. Especially when you're aiming for a corruption-free Ram Rajya. But, you know, Ravi Srivastava, this money heist video that the BJP has released, the reference to legendary corruption in Congress, as the Prime Minister put it, has the government actually found the Congress's Achilles heel? Corruption is one issue where the Congress can be put on the back foot, is the BJP's point of view.
Gaurav, one thing is there, that the money heist video and that the tweet from the Honorable Prime Minister of the country is in a very bad taste. And showing the mobbed picture of Rahul Gandhi is further, very bad. Because a PM of a country is behaving like an ordinary troll on the social media. I mean, it is really very painful. Even I don't know what enmity he has got with Rahul Gandhi, but showing a video like that, it does not show him in a good light. He is a matured PM of the country,
Sir, be
ruling
that
the
as it
nation
may,
for last 10
does
years.
it put the Congress on the back foot was my question to you.
this kind of
Be that as it may. Again, you're skirting the issue that I've asked you.
or making a fun of him.
Sir,
It
you've
is bad.
skirted the
You know, it's
issue.
very
You've skirted the issue. My question to
I'm
you
not
was
skirting.
straight.
I'm not skirting. And
Be
the
that
person
as
has
it
to
may,
pay the price,
whether in
Gaurav,
good
there
taste
is
or
no
bad,
issue on that.
is corruption Congress's Achilles heel? Was my question to you.
See, corruption has to be punished, but that's my moot question. In last 10 years, how many corrupt people have been convicted? I mean, your fight where it ends. Not
many of
even
your
a single
leaders are
person.
in jail.
A zero.
Many
Your
of your
conviction
leaders are
rate
in
of
jail and many are on
0.5%.
bail.
There is no one
So can I come
convicted
in?
for the corruption
No,
in
that is
10
not
years.
true.
Shazia Elmi, that's
How
a
you-
fair
again,
point. That's a
hold
fair
on,
point
sir.
raised by
Fight you
Ravi
are doing with the
Srivastava.
corruption.
If
Yeah.
if
If you
the
stop
conversation
screaming
is about
non-stop.
corruption and political leaders
So one thing.
who has been convicted in 10 years of the Narendra Modi government.
So if you look at all the figures, ED figures, so most of the cases which are political, the conviction rate is as high as 97 to 98%. The other cases which are non-political might have a lower conviction rate. So that is, and this is the figures that ED has given, and this has been answered in the Parliament. 1. 2, and most importantly, just because some people who there has to be action against them, and there must be action against them. There should not be any slowness from the side of the agencies.
Fair enough.
Only because they're part of the party. But can you condone these huge stashes
Clearly,
and stockpiles
this
of cash?
debate will
What?
continue to rage in the days and weeks ahead, but I've run out of time on this part of the show. To all my guests, many thanks for joining me.